Just let your soul glow.
Welcome to the Soul Shift Sessions podcast, where we dive deep into transformative conversations that empower you to elevate your mindset, break through limitations, and create the life you truly desire.
Hosted by Coach Sapphire Star and Coach Kyle McLeod, this podcast is your go-to source for actionable insights, inspiring stories, and expert advice on personal growth, financial freedom, and living with purpose.
Each episode is designed to help you shift your mindset, overcome obstacles, and embrace a life of abundance and fulfillment. Whether you're looking to transform your relationship with money, enhance your well-being, or unlock your full potential, the Soul Shift Sessions will guide you on your journey.
Brandis Rawls is the creative force and chief joy officer behind BMoRaw, a wellness and lifestyle consultancy dedicated to helping people live with authenticity, intention, and joy. Known for her warm, grounded approach, Brandis weaves together over 20 years of experience in the hospitality, organized transformation, and personal development to create transformative spaces for clients. Her work is rooted in the RAW-isms, guiding truth she's developed over 25 years that empower all of us to embrace self-love, courage, and the magic of speaking their dreams into existence. Through BMoRaw, Brandis is perhaps best known for her signature retreat, The Art of Sacred Selfishness, immersive journeys designed as sanctuaries of self-discovery. She invites listeners to remember her in this season as the retreat lady, since it captures her mission to guide people into deeper connection with themselves and their desires. She invites listeners to step into life's grand celebration daily, guided by her vision of living a raw, authentic, and willful life.
Welcome to another episode of Soul Shift Sessions, where we have deep, transformative conversations to help you transform your mind, to transform your life. I am Freedom and Financial Life Coach Sapphire Star, and my favorite co-host with me today, Coach
Kyle McLeod.
And listen, we have a special guest. Y'all heard that intro. So delicious. We're going to dive in. But before we dive into the RAW-ism and the art of sacred selfishness, I just want to quickly tell you guys how I met this beautiful soul. We met in Playa del Carmen, Mexico at a Super Bowl party where let me correct that. A Usher party that was all playing.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just really briefly in passing. I was sitting at a table at a beach club. But when she came to the table and kind of walked into the room, even though we were outside, her energy just radiate. And it was just like, man, like so powerful. Her presence was so powerful. But then we decided that the color purple was being shown at Plaza Las Americas in Playa del Carmen, and we decided that we were going to actually meet and go see the movie. It's crazy because we get to the movie theater and it was like, oh, it's not showing anymore. And we're like, what? And so the movie had just left the day before. And just imagine our disappointment. It was like, oh, we get to see the color purple in Mexico, but that did not happen. However, we decided to still get popcorn, sit and talk. And this is our first time really meeting each other, really to getting to know each other. And don't you know, we spent the entire day together. On Valentine's, we went from the movie theater, then we went to a Toastmasters meeting where Brandis spoke. And we ended the night at line dancing at a beach club. She's my Valentine. I am so honored to introduce her. She's just amazing. She's also our 50th subscriber, Brandis Rawls.
Yeah. Oh, that was better than my introduction. You know, like I know I did the textbook, but like we should have just did that. Oh,
Yes.
It's the magic.
Brandis, it is so wonderful to have you on. And obviously, this is a new live experience for me. But I did get a chance to virtually meet you on Instagram. And when I saw the post about letting people just go ahead and be stupid, oh my God. Oh my God. That's all I can say is, oh my. And the thing is, right, I'm expecting this post to be about like maybe somebody on the street. I was not expecting it to be about your own family. Okay?
Oh,
But the thing is,
it be your own people,
you are
baby.
so right. You're so right. Well, and it's like, I guess I've been on this thing where I've like had to let people just be who they are and be the choices that they make and not trying to make them be something other than that. Right. And I have to remind myself constantly, like, hey, that's their choice.
Mhm.
Let them live their life. And the thing
It's
is,
their life.
when you do interfere, like when you do try to not want to say control someone's behavior, when you try to direct someone's behavior, especially a grown person's behavior, it never works out well
Never
for
work.
you anyway.
No.
Never.
So thank you for that.
Never.
Thank you for that. I connected with you down to the soul when I saw that one single post.
Then it was all worth it. It was all worth it.
Brandis,
Because at the
you definitely have to share with our Soul Shift Sessions audience, a little bit more about yourself. Tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Okay. I am Brandis Monique Rawls. BMoRaw is my name, and it's my calling, my directive to help myself and others be more like real with themselves, to be authentic with everybody they meet, and willful to do what you want to do. Because at the end of the day, it's your life. It's your life. It's their life. It's your life. And that's one of these RAW-isms that I hold so dear. It's a bunch of them, about 40 by now. And they fit everywhere. It's your life. Nobody can tell you anything. It's a vote of confidence. It's also a declaration of boundaries because it's your life. You get to decide. It's all of these things encompassed in these small, distilled down, boiled down to help you through everything. And I take these RAW-isms and use my life experience to share it with the world. And I think I have a pretty unique life experience that I believe is coming in handy in this time of life, this time of the world, because I spent 20 years working in hospitality, in corporate hotels, in restaurants, and creating pleasurable, easy experiences for others as they travel on. I am skilled at it. It is a gift, right? So I got this gift, and also I'm the cleanup woman. I'm very adept at figuring out. If we boiled everything down, it's just people and processes. And I am very skilled. I have 2 MBAs in people and processes, operations management and organizational management, people and processes. That's the whole world.
I've never looked at it
You
like
can
that.
even take it into sciences. You can take it into sciences. Cells organize themselves in a way based on the system. If you could figure out the system, you could figure out how to make that thing work. So I take all of these skills and apply it to life, to my life, to people around me's life. One of my favorite RAW-isms is everybody wins. Like, if I can figure out a way where all of us in whatever situation are winning to our degree of winning, to our definition of the word winning, baby, that system it's gonna serve everybody. And it's going to continue. It's going to be self-sustainable because everybody in the system has a vested interest in making sure the system wins or system continues, excuse me. So I express that through experiences, through retreats, workshops. I do advisement. And that advisement is maybe business advisement, or maybe it's personal advisement. Maybe it is, how do I organize these people for an event? How do I organize these people to help further my mission? Well, you got to create a system where everybody in there is winning. What is the winning? How, if we can define the winning, baby, we can make it work.
I love
So
it.
I do.
Let me give you the gem fingers because you're sprinkling gems. You're giving us rawism, which I absolutely love. And I think that was what drew me into you because I can feel, without even saying the word, I can feel the authenticity. I can feel you genuinely being who you are. And you know me as a free spirit, I'm definitely out here. We
yes, you are.
just living my
Waving
I
in the
love it
wind.
so much about you.
Waving in the
Ooh,
wind. She just
That's-
out there.
I'm telling you.
I'm
Where is
gonna be
she?
myself.
What is she doing today?
Yes, I'm gonna be myself. And so I have a
Yes.
question for you. Because I know the rawism is the guiding light and guiding force for where you are in your life because of your past experiences. Have you always lived a life based on these rawisms that you have that you're leading the light with today? Or was there a moment in your life where it clicked, like, wait a minute, I need to be living my authentic self?
Oh, that's a good question. Um, I think that it has always been a seed. Like my parents didn't really know what to do with me. They had to create a system where I was winning or I was going to tear it down. Because if you have a system where everybody in the system isn't winning, it's going to get torn down by whomever is not winning. It's going to get torn down because they're not winning and they deserve to win too. So it's always been there, but it clicked that, oh, there's a way that you don't have to tear everything down all the time. There's a way to, there's a way to get what I want. Okay. All right. And I don't know when the time was that it clicked, but it was a very long time ago because I can remember being in middle school, high school, whatever I wanted to do, I figured out who else I needed to do, who else I needed to do it with. Because we never do anything in this world by ourselves. We don't do and make and create in silo. You are affected by somebody else because there is somebody else around. None of us live out there in the desert.
Yeah.
We live with people. The person that you see when you walk outside your door affects you.
That is powerful.
They affect you. So how do you make sure that you are still winning in the cacophony of meeting everybody else and they're winning?
You know, the challenge, I don't want to say it's a challenge, but what I notice is that, you know, you said that everyone, like the people that are around you, it affects you, right? And the thing is,
Mm-hmm.
what you believe about the people that are around you, that has a significant effect on the way you operate. Because if
Absolutely.
I believe that you are here to help me win, I'm going to treat you a certain kind of way. But
Mhm.
if I feel that you are here to be the direct competition, or you are
Mhm.
here to
Oh, you
win,
preaching now.
I can
Let him cook.
lose, then I'm going to be rebuttal, whatever that is. So you
Mm-hmm.
are hitting the nail right on the head with that particular.
And you are absolutely right. But that brings in another raw issue.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Okay,
Oh,
you see it right there on my show. Pronoia. I love this word. I love this word, pronoia. Let me see if I can live the definition. The belief that the universe is conspiring in your favor all the time.
all the time.
All the time. Whatever you believe about that person, though,
Yeah.
because either you are going to run up against the belief that confirms what you know,
Yeah.
or it doesn't confirm what you know.
Yeah.
Either way, it's for your highest good.
And
Either way, it's an opportunity to learn.
there is this thing about belief. I always
Now,
said belief is just a thought we keep thinking, right? And the thing is, sometimes we want to be right. Well, I should say all the time we want to be right. But the thing is, why do we want to be right about the things that make us feel negative? The things that make us feel bad. Why do we want to be right about that?
you better free. Why? That is a good question. Why? That's some silly something. Why?
Yeah.
That is a silly choice. But it's our choice to do
It
that.
I'm finna
is.
say and it's like we have to come around to reframe because all of this is a choice. The choice to
Yeah.
believe that someone's out to get you. So the choice to believe that this person is aspiring against you. But if, like we talk about here on the podcast, shifting your mindset, reframing your thoughts, that is the way you create the universe around you where, like you said, everybody is winning because I fundamentally believe that everyone is winning. My action
Everybody can
is
win.
geared towards that. And I get the results that I believe because that's the thought that I'm thinking.
Yes. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It is amazing though how we can just make something up out of thin air and believe it.
Oh, yeah. We do it all the
We
time.
believe it so
But isn't it
hard.
powerful? That is the
Yeah.
imagination.
It is. The
That's
imagination.
the
Yes.
imagination.
Yes. And it's a powerful thing.
Now, we have to decide how to, it's so powerful. It
Yes.
creates your whole world.
Yes.
Creates your whole world. All we got is these sensory things we can see, we can smell, but we create the world.
Yes.
We imagine it and put it all together. Isn't that amazing?
It is.
And you get to make it whatever you want
can
because
craft it.
it is your life.
Yeah. You can craft it into whatever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever. I choose ease and pleasure, baby. I choose ease. Now that is easy, but I choose at every moment, I choose ease and pleasure
You,
in my life.
I'm
I
gonna add another
Go ahead.
piece on there.
Go ahead.
What'd you say, Sapphire?
I'm gonna add another P and put peace on there.
Peace.
Baby, because you ain't gonna bother me.
Peace, pleasure, and ease.
Get out.
Yes.
Peace, pleasure, and ease. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I heard this speaker. I don't know if you're all familiar with Tim Urban, but he has it's years ago he did this podcast about procrastination. And he said that, a dog has, like, if a dog just does easy and chill or something along those lines, like, that dog is winning, right? And I'm like, that's the kind of life I want to have, where it's just ease,
Yes.
it's pleasure. I wake up, like, do you remember how the kids would wake up on Saturday morning? They are ready to rock and roll. They're ready. And like how
Yeah.
I like that. Like I want that for myself to just wake up and feel like, what is the day gonna hold? What's it gonna hold today?
So how you do that?
Oh,
Because you can do
you
that.
can. And I do. Well, now let me just say this though. When you are focused on the challenges that come along with it, such as bills to pay, life is life, and you got, and not that I have a job where I go to a place where there are people that I like, but I'm sure there's someone on this podcast that is listening that probably has to wake up in the morning and go to a place where they probably don't want to be, right? And that person has a laundry list of things that cause them to not wake up and say, ooh, what does today bring? What's going to happen today? But even for that person, it's possible if you do what Star said, which is reframe. That's all you got to do.
You choose. It's your life.
Yeah, you get to choose.
It's your life. You choose.
Yeah. Yeah.
You choose. It's some mornings I wake up and I do not want to get up. I want to roll over.
Yeah.
I want to lay there. And I can choose to do that. And sometimes I do. But sometimes I tell myself, you know what? You got things to do today. It's going to be a great day.
Yeah.
Now, this little 10 minutes you finna get ain't going to help you. And I just get on up.
Just get on up. Yeah.
Because why not?
Right.
I choose ease and pleasure. And the pleasure is not in the bed. The pleasure is out there.
Yeah.
So let me choose the pleasure.
There is this level of thinking that being in the situation where it's like, I can sleep a little longer. Like I have the freedom to sleep longer. But there's this mindset called, but that's a waste of my time. I need to get up and go do this and make this happen and so on and so forth. And it's amazing how, because we bought into the lie of the society that if you are,
I don't think it's a waste of your time.
it's not, but that's the mentality that some people will have.
Yeah. Yeah.
That,
Mhm,
oh, if I
mhm.
stay here, I'm wasting my time. If I am having too much fun, oh, I must not be really doing the things that I'm supposed to do. And it's like, that's not what life is supposed to
that's-
be fun. It's supposed to be fun.
Life is, yes, it is. And the art of sacred selfishness help you take off the shame, because what you're describing is shame and guilt that we put on ourselves.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And the art of sacred selfishness help you take that out, baby.
Absolutely.
Because whatever you decide is your choice, and it's not a waste because it is part of your life,
Yeah.
And your choice.
right? And your choice.
Yeah.
And your rest is important.
It is. It so is.
Like, we villainize rest in our
You
society.
can sleep when you're dead.
But I don't. No, baby,
Sleep
I'm
when you
gonna
die.
be plenty rested when I get there, honey.
I mean, even Nas has it in one of the lyrics in his song, which is like he would say the sleep is the cousin of death. I'm like, I don't receive that.
Wow.
I don't receive that.
I don't receive that. Because
I-
sleep births dreams, and
Oh.
dreams birth life.
Oh, and
Yes.
dreams can be so amazing, especially when they are pleasurable. They're so much fun.
Yes.
And it literally is like
Yes.
going
They
to another
create,
place.
you are going to another place, friend.
Yeah.
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 Literally. You're going somewhere else in another realm
Mhm.
where you have more freedom than we are afforded in our meat bodies, in our meat sacks.
Not the meat sack.
You know? Yeah, you get to lay that down and let your mind go.
Yeah.
Let your feelings go. Let your emotions go and
Mhm.
just
Yeah.
exist. You don't have to do anything. You just be. And that is, that's what we need more of in our life.
Yeah.
I believe, just being, to see what happens, what blossoms, what grows.
Yeah.
I love that. And you touched on the art of sacred selfishness. Can you expound on that a little bit more? What exactly does that mean? Because again, the selfishness, when people think of
Okay.
it, it comes across as a negative. But I
Yes,
remember
it
one
does.
time, I was in church and the pastor was like, listen, you need to be stubbornly focused sometimes. Sometimes you need to focus on
Mhm.
yourself for the greater good of things. Can
Mhm.
you expound a little bit more on what you mean by the art of sacred selfishness?
So, sacred selfishness. Let's start there. I choose to use this word selfishness because it irritates,
Mhm.
right? And we have this conversation because we are conditioned to believe that selfishness is a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe it is. I believe that selfishness is our sacred responsibility. It is how we ensure that we live our life. If we are to believe that we are all part of one existence, of one God, one mind, one universe, of one out of many, the one. If we are to believe that, then everything and every being in this universe has a responsibility to live their life, their experience. their experience is important to the universe. At the end of my life, I want to have lived my life. I want to have made my decisions because my experience is a part of the universe. When I get to the end, if I come up in a Christian background, so when I get the judgment day, I want to be like, here, God, I made these choices in accordance to whatever contracts I believe in life. I made these decisions and they were all mine. This is my life because it is your life. Now, at the end of it, if your mama told you everything to do, you're going to give her two of her lives. You're going to give God two of her lives.
Right. Right.
And you just cheated God out of your experience.
Mm.
And that ain't right, in my opinion.
Yeah, I
So
can see it.
believe that your selfishness is sacred. You have to be selfish. Now, your selfishness does not mean hurt other people.
Right.
Selfishness is putting yourself first. It is not excluding anyone else. I got to be good. If everybody in this world took care of themselves, everybody in this world would be taking care of me.
If they took care of
And
themselves.
so if they took care of themselves, now that might mean knowing what assistance you need, arranging it, but you took care of yourself.
Yeah.
You took care of
And
yourself.
didn't put
You
the
worried about
responsibility and didn't put that responsibility on somebody
on
else.
someone. Mhm.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
if you look at people who have issues with their parents and they blame the way their life turned out on their parents, that is actually the opposite of
It's
what you're
'cause
saying. Or what you're saying. Because I'll put that responsibility on
right,
somebody
because
else.
it's your life.
Yeah.
It's your life.
Mm.
It goes back to that RAW-ism. It's your life.
Yeah.
You are responsible for it. Your mama had control of you until she did.
Yeah.
At that point, it's your life.
She wasn't
Even when
perfect.
she did, it was your life.
Right. She wasn't perfect. She did the best that she could with what she
Mm,
you may have
because
got
it's her life.
right, and you may have got damaged from it. But at the end of the day, this is
It's her
still
life.
her life and it is your life. You get to
Come on now.
choose. But do you want to let that
You see?
thing that happened continue to be that thing that prevents you from experiencing what's there for you?
Come on now, Kyle. You see it. You see it.
And I feel a lot of people have that block because they're so focused on someone else's life, hence what
Yes.
someone may or may not have done to them,
Yeah.
that it
Mhm.
prevents them and I should say block them from even allowing them to truly, fully experience the life that they have. It may not necessarily be to their fault because everybody is wired differently. And some people have
Correct.
the wherewithal to be like, wait a minute. Something
Right.
clicks, and for
Yeah.
some people, it
Mhm.
doesn't click, but it's like,
Mhm.
"Hey, what is that thing that people need to be like, 'Okay, this is my life'?" I guess that's what you teach at your retreats.
Yes.
How
It's
to
true.
how to navigate that if you're having trouble
Yes.
for that thing to click.
Yes. And I equip you with these RAW-isms and show you how it can help you remember at every moment, because I find myself, I'll get into arguments or what have you, and want to help and know my help is good for these people. But then I hear myself it's their life. Oh, it's your life. And it helps. That's the tool. That is the art of sacred selfishness.
Yeah.
How do you apply that tool? How do you apply that in your life such that you don't go off on these tangents and work yourself up in your body?
Yeah.
You realize early it's their life
I have a question.
and it's your life. What's up?
All right. So how often do you experience people that fall into this particular realm that I'm going to describe, which is they got what they want, but they didn't get it the way they wanted? And they are so focused on the way that they are missing out on what it is that they have at that point. And I'll give you an example. I am on my second marriage. And every now and then, my kids they're teenagers, and my youngest will sometimes say things that she never met my ex-wife. She don't know her name, don't know what she look like, don't know nothing of that. But she'll say something along the lines of like expressing a distaste for this particular person. And then I have to like reel back in and be like, hey, if she didn't do what she did, then you and I would not be together. We wouldn't be here.
You probably wouldn't exist, babe.
Well, she didn't exist because she's adopted, right? But the thing is,
Okay.
she
wouldn't exist how
would
she's
not
existing
be
now.
in this household with this unit
She wouldn't.
if it wasn't for the events that were quote unquote bad at the time, but was a thing that caused us to win later on.
Baby, everything that's bad ain't bad.
Yeah.
Oh, a RAW-ism.
Right. It may
Everything
feel
that's
bad,
ain't
but that
bad.
doesn't mean it is bad, right? It may feel
Correct.
horrible, but that doesn't
Right.
mean it is horrible, because you said the universe is conspiring
In your favor at all times. At all times. I've had relationships blow up, like, and it didn't make sense to me at the time. They just people just did things that but at the end of the day, it's all good.
It's all good.
Because they made a choice. I made my choice. We all make a choice.
Right.
And then I got another one. I got another day to make another choice. Where's the ease and the pleasure?
So do you ever run into people like that at your retreats, that they've gotten a beautiful life as a
Yes.
result of the pain, but they're still focused on the pain, even though
Yes, but then I just let them know it is their choice to focus on that pain. And it's your choice. And you can continue to live that life. You can.
Yeah.
You can live that life, and you will always have this pain right here.
Right.
Because it's not going to change. That past,
Right.
it's not going
Yeah.
to change. The only thing you can control is you.
So why do we want to be right about the pain? Like, why do we want
to be
why
right?
are we right about that? Why do we want to be right about that? I think that I'm going to start asking.
Ask them people,
Right.
because
Why do you want to be right about this?
And
why
the thing
does it
is,
matter?
you can be right about it, and then what?
And then what?
And then what?
Do you want to be right, or do you want to win in life? Like, choose.
Is being right winning to you?
Exactly.
Is that your
Winning
winning?
to you.
That's all your winning is?
At a win?
Okay.
It's so simple, right? It's so simple.
But what if nobody's ever asked them that why? What if they've never considered it?
I think that's probably
I
more
think
true.
that's a great exercise.
Why do you want to be right
I
about
think
this?
that's a great exercise. Why? Why?
Why?
And like really dig that. That would be.
Are we
You
on
tell me
to
why.
something?
You find out
We
and
on
let
to
me
something,
know.
aren't we?
We
We
are.
on to something. Yeah.
Listen, we have the retreat king, and then we have the retreat lady. I'm
Yeah.
saying this is what you guys do.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? So
We
yeah.
get in, we dig in, because we the why is the question.
Yeah.
It's always the why.
It's always the why.
And
And it puts
you
the ball
you
back in
dig
their court, because it's easy for them to be like, oh, you and this. But when you ask the question, now it's back on them. And now they have to take the time to really think about, well, why?
to contemplate.
Yeah.
Yeah, why?
And there's
Never-
other
maybe I never even-
truths. There's so many other truths. Just like
Yeah.
a penny, there's one side of that penny, and then there's the other side. The one cannot exist without the other. But we are just looking at the one side and acting as if the other side doesn't even exist.
Yeah.
And that's their choice.
That's their choice.
because it's their life.
Yeah. Yeah. It puts the
And they
responsibility
get
back on you, but not even the responsibility, it gives you back the power.
Yeah.
It's something
Mhm.
about when you choose to do something or choose not to do something that allows you to reclaim the power that you may have felt that was taken by the pain. Making that
Mm.
choice to either continue to choose to live in that or
Yeah.
deciding to pivot and shift and deciding, you know what? I'm going to look at this a little differently. I'm going to choose
Mhm.
to take my power back and
Yeah.
live the life I
Mhm.
deserve and be. I think that's where gratitude comes into place.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
because
agree.
you're still here. You can make another choice.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have not
And that's a
lived
blessing.
this day before.
No,
It's always a new day.
and you weren't promised it either,
You weren't
Nope.
promised it,
and you might not have tomorrow,
but you do have
but you
now.
made it thus far.
You got now.
You got right now. Ooh,
Make a choice.
don't it feel good?
It feels so
It
good.
does.
Ease and pleasure.
We got
Yeah.
right now,
Ease and pleasure.
and I'm happy. I've eaten. I don't have any pains in my body.
Yes.
Yeah.
I look good. I feel good. I'm doing good.
Yeah.
I'm grateful.
Yeah.
I'm grateful, and I'm selfish.
So I gotta touch on this one subject. Now, how many times after the election did you have to tell people it's their life?
Baby, every that phrase comes up in almost every conversation I have. It's your life. It's their life.
Yeah.
And
Because we are mad. People are mad
Mad.
about this election, baby.
Mad.
big mad.
Mad.
Big mad.
Yeah.
Be mad. And they have every right
Yeah.
to have all those
Feelings.
emotions.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not pleased with the election results.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, it's their life.
I
It
wasn't
can't consume them.
I
Yeah.
wasn't big mad. I wasn't mad. I was shocked. I definitely was shocked. There's no doubt about that. Shocked, surprised, disappointed. I was disappointed because it meant something. Like I made it mean something. I made it mean
Mhm.
that the people that chose to go in this direction, that they were choosing a lot of other things. And those other things was what was disappointing. But
Mhm.
at the same
And
time,
those,
And that's
yeah,
all true.
those are assumptions.
yeah, yeah. But at the end of the day, it's their life.
It's their life.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that the election will affect us all. Yep. It sure will.
Mhm.
But it's still our life,
Mhm.
and we get to choose. So now we got different conditions. And so now our winning has changed. And so now we can flow and make sure that we are still continuing to win to our definition of winning in our life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Because like you said,
things
everybody
happen.
wins.
Life is hard.
Everybody wins. Everybody gets a chance to
Shit
win.
just goes
That's it.
bad sometimes.
So,
But then you make another choice.
uh,
I
we
love
got,
that.
what's
Did
up? We
it
got a freeze.
up?
Yeah, we
Did
got a
y'all freeze
freeze.
on me?
Oh,
I believe so. Y'all look so cute,
You
though.
did
she's coming back. She's coming back.
come back.
We've
They didn't
never
want these
had
good
this happen. I know we've never had this happen
I know.
before. There she is.
Oh, there we
There we
There
go.
go.
she is.
And I hope we don't have technical difficulties like, well, that time it happened with Nordia.
Right. Well, the wonderful thing is we
I
get to
know.
edit it, right? It's not live.
Yeah.
That's the wonderful thing.
Lord, today.
And we can just jump
Yeah.
right back in there.
Maybe
So
it's
I think
me.
we froze again. I think she's frozen again. Oh,
Oh no.
Y'all got all my boys on my Wi-Fi.
I wonder if it's doing that.
I don't know.
I think it's maybe a connection
It's
on
got
our end.
yeah. Or the connection that it has for the three of us together. There she is. There she
No.
is. There she is.
Listen,
What
I
is
don't want
happening?
the gems to get out. Like
Baby, the devil is a lie.
is a liar. A liar.
And the truth ain't in them.
Truth ain't in them.
Wilson is
right.
them.
Oh my.
We just gonna be patient and let it catch up. We entering Mercury retrograde
We
anyway,
are.
so it's fine.
Yeah.
We are. And that's the part of it. Technology just gets kind of wonky
Every now and
during
then.
Mercury.
This is why editing
Yeah.
is so beautiful, right? Because the audience will never know.
Yeah. They will never know. And so I was
Exactly.
saying that everybody wins at the end of the day, even though it may have felt like a loss.
Yeah, you didn't lose.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Like
Yeah.
Didn't lose.
everybody's gonna win. Yeah.
Everybody
Because
wins.
there's something higher operate
Mhm.
favor.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
Even in
Redirection,
chaos.
but also,
especially in chaos.
you know, we have so many more choices in 2024 than we had in 1975. Right? There's so
That's
many
true.
things that
That's
like
true.
you actually can say and do. Like, I'm leaving. And you can leave. Perfect
You
example
can
of
leave.
that. You said, I'm out, and you bounced. You
And I
probably
was
couldn't,
out.
if you were
And
living in 1975, it probably been a little bit harder for you to bounce like that. So
yeah, I probably still but
you probably still would. You would have found a way, but it would have been just like the mountain would have been a little bit harder to
It would have
climb.
been more
Yeah.
difficult.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
have
But that's
so much
that.
available now that it's your life. You get to choose it, and now that you get to choose it, you have the resources available to you to make whatever it is you want to make it happen. They're there.
And the main resource is you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because you have everything you need. A RAW-ism. You have everything you need.
It's right there.
Everything.
It's
You
right
have
there.
everything you need.
It's right inside. And if you
do
tap
what you
into
want to
it,
do.
if you tap into
And that's
it,
you got to tap into it though, because it's your life.
right.
Nobody's gonna make you.
Right.
Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about your life the way you're gonna care about your life. Nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody. Nobody care about you. Nobody care about you. Like you.
They not
Like
even thinking
you, yeah.
about you right now. They not thinking about you right now.
That's why when people get embarrassed easily, I'm like, why? Those people don't care about you. They might have seen you fall, baby. They're not gonna remember it when they walk across the
Right.
street. They will not remember. It does not matter
Yeah.
to them.
It was a moment in time, and that is all.
And that's it. And then it's gone. Do you know how many moments? There's 8 billion people in the world. You are not that interesting. We have these inflated, our egos make us, our senses of self so inflated in the world.
Yeah.
But do you know how big the sun is?
Yeah.
Do you know how insignificant you are? You can't move an ocean. You are not as powerful as the moon.
Right.
Who are you in the grand scheme of existence?
Yeah.
Only you matter to you.
You know, you raise a fair point when you brought up the sun and the ocean, because I remember going surfed or attempting to go surfing for the first time with my coach.
Ooh, this sounds like it's gonna be a good story.
We don't have the time for the actual story because the story has to be told a certain way. Okay. It has to be told a certain way. Okay. However, I remember being out there and feeling so small because the ocean was just so big and so grand. And that might be the reason why when I go on a cruise with my wife, the first place I'm going is to that balcony and just go sit.
Yeah.
Because when you're out in that water,
It helps.
it's just vast. It's so vast. And you realize how
And
small.
we don't get to visualize that often enough.
Yeah.
To really put ourselves back in the grand scheme of the whole thing.
Yeah.
We are in our bubbles.
Yeah.
And because it's our life, this is what we got.
Yeah.
This is all we have.
Yeah.
But it's so much.
So vast. So much available. I can't think
And
of a
it's
better
humble.
way. Go ahead, sorry. Go ahead.
I was saying it's humbling too when you go
Mhm.
out and you view the vastness and when you think about, like you said, the grand scheme of things, and it just brings you back to gratitude. Man, I'm glad to be a part of this vastness, this love, but also not so self-absorbed that I'm exempt for whatever happens in it either.
Yeah.
Mhm. Because you go right along the flow in creation.
Yeah.
The gratefulness.
You are a part of it. Along the flow in creation. You are a part of it. We are. I sometimes think of myself as, where are you gonna go? Where will you end up?
Yeah.
Will you get in a riptide? What will happen? That's our life.
Yeah. The gratefulness for me is the experiences, right? Like I get to experience so many different things, and
Yeah.
being on that water, it's just nothing like it to me. It's nothing like it.
Mm-mm. Mm.
I can't think of a better way to
And you
have
should.
spent our 50.
How often do you do it?
I don't get to go very often, but I did go, I think, at least once this year, maybe twice.
Mhm.
But the thing, and it was interesting about your question is, before my last cruise, I was I won't say I was turned off, but I was like, I don't really think I want to go cruising anymore. And my wife that's her thing. She loves going. My kids were exposed at a very young age. They don't want to get on a boat no more. But I realized I just wasn't getting on the right boat.
Mm.
I wasn't on the right boat. Because when you get on the right boat, all of
You
your
see things a
enjoyment
little
comes
different.
so back. It comes back, right? I found out I don't want to be on a boat with kids. I want to be on a boat with adults.
I don't know the rating of this here show, so I didn't
It's 18 and
wanna
over.
insert that RAW-ism, but
I picked up what you was dropping off
Oh, I
though.
totally picked it up, right?
okay.
And when I to be on a boat with just adults, I was like, awesome. This
What I
is
needed.
this is what I
Yeah.
needed. This is what
Yeah.
I freaking needed right here.
Those kids distracted you from the awe. You went there for the awe, and the kids distracted from the awe.
Yeah. So I'm leaving my kids, y'all leaving y'all kids. We just gonna go on this
Bye,
water, and we gonna be adults on the water. And the thing is, when you put a bunch of adults together, when they start playing, they start really playing. Like now they're the kids. Like I can't be a kid if I gotta take care of a kid.
I can, right.
Come on now. Come on, you better preach it. Like people, even when there are kids around, because I don't have children, but when there are kids around, I behave differently because I'm responsible to those
Exactly.
kids.
Yeah.
Because I feel a way. It's my belief.
Yes.
Those kids don't care nothing about me,
Right.
but I care about
Still.
them.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And so I can't let it look like Auntie want to. Auntie want to get look
Right. Auntie want to play. She want to get loose. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Mm.
Auntie might want to walk around in
Yeah.
a attire that's not appropriate for the children.
Okay.
Can't do that around the kids. But yeah, and that was the biggest piece. Like I've never been on a cruise where there were adults that got a chance to just be kids together.
So I have a question. How
Yes.
do you practice the art of sacred selfishness when you do have children? How do you navigate that? 'Cause I know that can be a challenge for some of the
Yeah.
listeners, even though I have thought behind it, but I'm gonna let you go, Brandis, and let you answer that.
Oh, Brandis has answered it. Okay. Go ahead, Brandis. I thought she was asking me, but she's asking you. So go ahead, Brandis.
Up next.
So it comes back to defining your boundaries, defining your life, because it's your life. And you have to define what is sacred for you. If that might mean, it might be as simple as I'm mama taking 5 minutes in this bathroom and can't nobody talk to me for these 5 minutes. It might you might not have that kind of time. It is about finding where your boundaries are,
Yeah.
right? And enforcing them, even with your kids, because your kids need to have those sorts of
Yes.
boundaries.
Yes.
Because if they can just jump all over and jump all over your boundaries, then they will allow someone else to jump all over theirs.
Absolutely.
Mm,
I'll
that's
also,
powerful.
can I
So,
add to that?
yes, please.
Unapologetically. Everything
Come on.
Brandis said, unapologetically, because
Mm,
even one of the things I'm very proud of my wife for recently was that she went on a cruise by herself. Because year after year after year, there were things that she wanted to do, but she wouldn't do because she had a belief that she had to do all these things for the family. So, in other words, she was sacrificing
mhm.
for the family. It was a sacrifice that nobody
Herself.
said that you had to make, but it was a belief that she had. And so, when she
Mhm.
finally got the ticket for just her, and finally went on the cruise with just herself. I can't tell you how many times I said, I'm so glad you're finally doing something for yourself. Because for me, I will
Mhm.
unapologetically go get on my bike and be gone for 3 to 4 hours. Gone.
Bye.
And you can barely contact
As you
me.
should.
Right. You can barely contact me because if I'm riding at 15 miles per hour, you can't hear what I'm saying anyway. So
Yeah.
therefore, there's no contact.
And you don't feel no kind of
I
way
feel no
about
kind
it.
of way about it. None. None. Except joy.
And,
Except
but
joy. Go ahead.
that's a conditioning though. And that's something that everybody has to face because we all have different opinions on that. Now, most of us, most women are taught like your wife, take care of everybody else
Mm-hmm.
and then see about yourself,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's not what we're talking about.
Right.
And so, even if you change that belief, then you got to go and unlearn the guilt
Mm-hmm.
that you're gonna put on
Yep.
yourself before because you're gonna do that because it's baked in there
Yeah. It's not
until
unapologetic.
you got to keep. It's not unapologetic, and then you start to feel bad. So does it really even do you any good?
But you got to work through
No,
that.
because on your cruise, you could be on your cruise sitting there like, I left my kids the whole time.
Sure
Girl,
could.
you better have you a
You're
good
gonna have your
time.
good
Yeah.
time. Go have a good time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go
Go have a
dance.
good time 'cause
Guys,
Go
them kids
sing.
gonna be there. And I guarantee you, them kids is having a good time with grandma, auntie, or whomever you
They
left
have a
them with.
great time. A
They
great
having a
time.
ball.
Yep.
and my thought process behind that is the whole airplane analogy where they tell you, mom,
Put your
put
mask on
your
first.
mask on first. You have to take care of self because if you don't take care of self, you're not going to be here and you're not going to be who you need to be to take care of these kids. So
Mhm.
you're really doing
Mhm.
a disservice to your children when you don't put yourself first. That's
Come on
the
now.
reality of it.
And that's a
That's the
lot of
reality.
That's it.
unlearning. That's a lot of unlearning to
Yes.
understand
It
that
is.
I am doing a disservice to all the people in my life if I refuse to take care of myself before others.
Right.
Yeah.
hmm And at the end of the day, they just gonna use you up and you're gonna be used up. And
And
the
no
people just
good to
gonna go on about their
nobody.
business.
No
And
good to
no good
nobody.
to
No
nobody.
good.
Yeah, and
You know,
what good is that? Who is that going to serve? So now you're not serving yourself, and you're not
exactly.
serving your children, you're not serving your
Exactly.
family, not serving your community, you're not serving your purpose. Everybody loses then.
Yeah. Yeah. There
But
was
it's their choice.
I noticed that even early on, in when I would volunteer at the church that I was going to. And it was like, that they will just keep asking you and asking, do this, to do this, do that, and the other, as if you are like the only person. And I heard a speaker say, hey, the minute you die, they gonna find someone else to do all the same stuff that she was
Say
doing.
it.
That
Baby,
job too. People that get their lives,
that job.
jobs. That I'm
Mhm.
telling you, I signed so many sorry for your lost cards when I was at work, and also the next week I'm doing interviews. I was like,
Yeah, yeah.
I needed a full week. We already posting the job list.
Posted
The
the
job is
job was
already, it's
posted the
already,
next morning.
already, already.
You interviewing because the job was posted already.
Right, right. I can't think of a better way
So
I
to have
mean,
spent
like,
this time. Can't think of a better way.
yeah, and Brandis, you have to tell us, what do you have going on?
oh, well, the retreat lady has been busy, baby. Let me tell
Yes,
you.
yes.
Um, the biggest thing coming up is the Art of Sacred Selfishness in Jamaica
Ooh.
for the spring equinox. That'll be March 19 to 23. And it's gonna be small, 10 people max. And we'll be there 5 days, 4 nights at private villa staffed. And I get to flex my hospitality skills and lay out a wonderful experience for the art of sacred selfishness. And that involves a lot of meditation, a lot of self work. We also do healing practices, like there'll be some massage and, some Reiki will. I'm working on a cultural exchange, but it it will be an amazing time. We'll probably go on a hike to some waterfalls and that sort of thing. But it's really about coming back to you and defining what your life is. And I believe that we have to do that seasonally. Um, so the art of sacred selfishness is that spring equinox because to me that's the beginning of the new year. That's the when the earth starts waking back up. And I like to go with the flow of the bigger, because as above, so below. That's what I believe. So the art of sacred selfish, that's going on. I'm also doing retreats on demand. Because I pull up, I pull up anywhere.
I do.
And the the feeling in the world is that we need rest, but we too busy to go and get. So call your girl, right? The first retreat I ever did, a friend of mine called and we were talking. I was like, baby, you just need to come and sit with me for a couple days. And she was like, okay, I'm on the way. She lived 8 hours away. She got in the car. She came to my house and we had a retreat. We made our meals together. We did lots of healing practice, a lot of Reiki, a lot of meditation. And then after 3 days, she was like, oh my God, I feel so much better. I can go back into my life.
Wow.
Yes. So I'm doing retreats on demand. Call me I do one-on-one retreats and small group retreats. Like I just did a proposal for a sorority reunion. They're having a 10, 15-year reunion. They were like, we need to be doing more than just going meet up at a resort and having some drinks. We want to do some healing too. What about that? Baby, I will pull up. You let me know how much you want, and I got you. So, um, I'm doing that as well.
That is
And
awesome.
long-term goal, I'm working on how to bring it to people, because we all need retreat. We all need a moment just to step away,
Yeah.
be it a day, be it 3 hours. You need a intentional time to work on you.
Mm,
So BMoRaw, babe.
Yeah, how can
that is
people
awesome.
register for the retreat and,
Oh,
like, reach out to you? And you need to tell us about the
go-
grand celebration, ma'am.
oh yes, that's true.
Yeah.
So first, the Art of Sacred Selfishness has an interest meeting coming up on Tuesday, December 3rd. We'll be doing a YouTube live. So to describe the retreat, how it goes, and take any questions. So that's on December 3rd at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific. Um, so that is happening. I also can follow, I'm most active on Instagram and TikTok. But I'm also on Facebook. Anywhere there is a social media, I'm there. I might be lurking, but I'm there. And my handles are BMoRaw everywhere. On Instagram, b.mo.raw. Same on Facebook. Um, I'm Brandis Rawls on LinkedIn, TikTok, Facebook, everywhere.
That's awesome.
And you can also go to my website where you can also buy my book. That's why I was writing my book when I met Sapphire. I published the Grand Celebration. Check it out.
Yes, yeah.
And this book is a story. At at heart a storyteller because that's how we learn best.
Yeah.
And it's a story about how your life is the biggest celebration you're ever gonna have. And what does your party look like? It imagines that I'm taking a walk through your party with you and you showing me your life and I'm enjoying the party and recognizing that I'm gonna go back to my own too. So how do you celebrate your life? What does it look like?
That's beautiful.
So I invite people to check that out, check me out, engage. I open my books for raw reflections. So I do raw reflection sessions where we apply the RAW-isms to your everyday issues. You know,
Awesome.
like Kyle, we had a reflection session there. When you were talking about how your daughter, she got beef with somebody she doesn't know. We pulled a RAW-ism right on out. Here's how you can apply it.
Yes.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
That's a raw reflection
Yeah.
session.
Yeah.
So
That's awesome.
I'm so excited to be doing all these things and the retreats and this selfishness is needed right now. We need this healing and I feel it in my body. So it must be so because the universe has always conspiring in my favor
Absolutely.
and yours, all of ours. Because everybody wins.
Yes, and they can get those T-shirts on your website too.
Oh yes, my apologies. This is my design.
For design.
You can find that at BMoRaw.com. There are many with all the RAW-isms.
Yeah.
Colorful, all 17 colors. It's your life. I want you to have choices.
Thank you so much
I love it
for
here.
just blessing us with your grace. And I'm just so happy that our Soul Shift Session audience got the opportunity to meet you and learn more about you and just to feel your energy and your radiance and your awesomeness. I really appreciate you coming on the show and allowing our listeners to, have their souls shifted by opening their minds up to many possibilities and many choices. And at the end of the day, it's your life.
It's your life. It's your life.
It's your life. You choose.
You choose.
You choose. You choose.
Do you want to be right
you
about
can
the
do
pain or
whatever
you want to
you
be right about the beauty? What do you want to be right about?
I know. Oh,
I choose either pleasure, baby.
I forgot to ask you the rapid fire questions. I'm going to ask you those really quick. This is going to be the conclusion of the show. Just really quickly going to ask you the question we ask all our guests when they come on the podcast. And so the first question is, how do you let your soul glow?
Comedy.
I love it. Yes.
I love comedy. I love comedy. And so if it is laughing with someone or eliciting laughs, I'm with it. I shine. I'm in California now.
Yeah.
And so I've set a goal to go to open mics, to do an open mic a week. So that's how I let my soul glow.
I love that. And
Because laughter is the best medicine I've found.
yes, and I had the pleasure of watching you get on stage and do your stand-up in Mexico. So listen.
You were there for the first time.
I was there supporting my friend. Yes, I love that. I love that. Okay, number 2. What's your favorite quote and why?
We've been talking about it all day. It is my favorite. It's your life. It's your life.
We already
Because
know.
it fit everywhere. It's your life. You get into an argument with somebody, it's
So
your life,
like,
baby. I'm not
yes,
dealing with this no
yes,
more.
y'all heard it here first by Brandis Rawls.
Right.
Yeah, that's this your life.
It's your life.
Yes, I love that. I love that.
I
Okay,
love the
last but not
facial
least.
expressions that go with that, though. It's like,
Oh yeah,
it's almost like, there's it's
hi.
your life, baby, it's your life. And then when they acting the fool, hey, it's your
Yeah.
life.
It's life.
It's your life. Yes. Yes. The inflections give it so much meaning and colors.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
it's your life, baby. It's your life.
Live it how you
Mm.
want to live it. Live it how you
It's
live.
your life.
Yes.
It's your life.
Yes. So lastly, if you did a soul search, what's one lesson you learned that transformed your life? I know there's many. Just one.
That life goes on.
I love it.
Yeah. It goes on.
Yeah.
It hit me one day that in a million years, nobody that ever knew anybody we knew will be alive.
And life goes on.
Life goes on. Life goes on. And it will be in existence.
Yeah.
That it,
Life goes on.
goes on. Yeah. Man.
Even the biggest mark we're gonna make, Nelson Mandela changed the world. In a million years, anybody gonna know who Nelson Mandela is? In a million years, nobody's gonna know Jesus.
Yeah.
In a million years, because humans only been around for a couple 10,000, 60,000 or so, 80,000.
In the grand scheme of
A
things,
million years,
it's not much in the grand scheme of things.
life goes on.
I love that. Listen, if your soul haven't been shifted on this episode of the podcast, I don't know.
It's your
I don't
life.
know what else. It's your life.
It's your life. If it hadn't been shifted, it's your life, baby.
Hey. You can't say you didn't have the tools
That part.
or the resources or you didn't know. You can't use that excuse.
It's your life.
Come up with something else. Come up with something else. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you so much, Queen. Thank you so much
Thank
for joining
you so
us.
much
You
for
so
having me.
much. This
Yes.
was
I have had such a great time.
Yes.
and it goes by
Yes,
fast.
and-
It goes by so fast.
It
I'm
really
telling you.
does. It really does.
Because I'm like, an hour and 6 minutes. This
Really fast,
Where?
really fast. And I want to encourage the audience. What was your favorite rawism today on the podcast?
yes.
Because our sis dropped a couple of rawism that were just golden nuggets. What was your favorite rawism? As always, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And go ahead.
And how have you applied it in your life?
That part.
What did you like?
I
and how
want
did
to
you
know
apply it?
because it comes up everywhere.
Oh, yes. Beautiful.
Mhm.
Yes. And sharing is caring. If you know
Sharing is
anyone,
caring.
yes, if you know anyone that needs a soul shift, make sure you share this episode with them. And as always, you can check us out at www.soulshiftsessions.com to get more resources available and get to know us on a deeper level. Thank you guys so much for being here. We appreciate you. Until
Thank
the
you
next
so much.
time, let's just glow.